we came out here, started this thing. We met Slick when Bernetti and Slick came through the store in the early days with a box of FUCT.
Yeah, because that was our first graphic that we released. Yeah. And we're like, where are we gonna sell it? We're like, XL.
Yeah, there was no catalog. That came with the box.
That was the shop.
Let's take 2 dozen.
We came in the car, and I remember we only made those shirts because we had done a mural in Hollywood, and we had I think $6,000, and then we kept the grand or a couple grand a piece or $4,000, and then the other $2,000 we made shirts and stickers, and then the first ones we saw were you guys. We're like, let's take it to XL, right? And then
we knew we were going to get along with Slick's side of the FUCT brand.
Yeah.
And we got along pretty well. We sold the shirts well and stayed in touch. And then we decided to do a joint venture.
Yeah.
And
collab.
This fucker right here taught me Illustrator.
Yeah, we hung out. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I remember you asked me like, Slick, do you want to learn? Because I was like, dude, I need some help learning the computer, because Blake was helping us with a lot of computer graphics. But I was like, dude, it was at a certain point you can only art direct so much, and I wanted to do it myself. So he asked me, he's like, okay, do you want to learn freehand or do you want to learn Illustrator? And I was like, I mean, both were like alien to me, but I'm just like, okay, Illustrator, you know.
Like I was like, Rick at Job uses freehand, we use Illustrator.
So he taught me Illustrator.
I didn't have freehand, so I was like, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, okay, so. But I just remember that was my early, good looking out and shit, you know? Now I rip in Illustrator and Photoshop.
Now you can just go on YouTube or on anything.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but we were like minds. Adam and I and Slick and Aaron, we were we were small time brands with big ideas.
Yeah.
And then we made a mistake of going into business with them. Short-lived FUCT store, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It got off to a good start, but it was,
it's actually, I think it was one of, that term collaboration or collabs that's so loosely used now in streetwear and everything.
Definitely.
Like we were like one of the first, two brands.
Well, now you take it for granted that such and such and such and such. It did not exist because we were battling most of the other brands. We didn't get along with Jive and Stussy and FUCT. Those guys didn't get along with it. I mean, we were, we got along, so we decided to do it. And I think it pissed a lot of people off because like, wow, why are these guys getting together?
And once again, it was way before it was time. I mean, because on that street over there on Beverly, you know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't shit like that, you know.
At the same time, our store in Hollywood was doing very well. The store in Beverly was never really doing great business because that style was still more popular on the east side.
But to show you how crazy it was back then, who was our neighbor? The guy with all the
fucking leather guy.
Yeah, he makes leather for the stars and everything. You remember?
I don't remember his name inside.
Well, Gabor was next door with the silver jewelry, and then that leather guy, dude, he's a
Martinez?
He's big time.
Shop on Sunset
he makes like the leather pants for the rock stars and all this shit. Few $1,000 pants or whatever. But people
not Romulus.
Well, anyway, I know for a fact we got broken into at the FUCT store, and they were pissed off because they broke in through their store to get into our store.
Through the wall.
Through the wall.
Really? Didn't take any of the leather pants.
Nothing. None. Like the leather pants and the silver jewelry were all left alone and shit. But just to grab a couple FUCT tees and shit, which was like, I mean, that's how crazy it was. Did they take the cash register?
Smashed it. Remember they smashed it open? They made it open. It was a little shitty little Casio.
But thankfully, there was no money in that.
Thankfully, no money.
Wait, and what about you? When did we meet you? Just here at the studio? Before the studio was built? No, I remember when you were building.
No, before the record came out.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Fuck out.
Yeah.
It was before anything. Because that says 91. That's when we finished Check Your Head.
Yeah.
Check Your Head came out.
Check
Your Head came out too.
But we were working on it at the end of the summer, and Mike, we were driving around, I think, with Mario, and Mike had a tape.
Look around the street
music, and I was like, man, who's playing the Hammond? They go, get this guy Money Mark.
The studio's right upstairs. But look at this street right here. We're on Xlarge and Glendale. Look around. No stickers, nothing. Remember how there used to be everywhere?
Well, there's one of Shepherd's.
Yeah.
There's one Shepherd's Ferry sticker right here.
Yeah, he was here.
Climbing up the
but on that street where Xlarge was, it was crazy. there was every post, we paste, stickers, everything, all the time. And then, what was X Girl?
Yeah, but I mean, it was
Right next door, yeah.
Yeah.
So how did I remember when I met you guys? The big thing was like, oh, that's the Beastie Boys store. That's the Beastie Boys store, right?
Yeah.
So they invested in it originally, or like
Mike.
Just Mike, yeah.
How did you hook up with Mike D for Xlarge?
I think Adam met him in the neighborhood,
Yeah, dog park.
and then we knew him, and then we really coalesced around Ben Davis. Mike had seen some other rap group wearing this label with a little monkey, and he said, "Have you ever seen this little monkey?" And I had just known about it from the Bay Area. I said, "Hey, it's Ben Davis." And then
Booyahs.
Booyah Tribe was wearing it.
Tribe.
And then Mike's like, I got to get some, and Adam and I helped figure out where we could go get it. And we took a couple trips down south to
Actually,
Wilmington.
Mario took us down to Wilmington.
Yeah,
that's
last
right.
Time, remember?
We were already shopping there, like that
Yeah.
old Big
Navy.
Fives and shit.
Yeah.
They had shell toes. They never stopped selling shell toes.
Yeah.
They never stopped selling Puma Clydes.
But that Wilmington Army Navy, I remember the first time we went in there, it was like gangster.
I mean, we thought,
Serious fucking gangster.
Mike thought we were going to
It
get
was
jacked. Like, the guys, Jerry curled plastic bags on their head. I mean, it was
awesome.
the old, true OG. Scary.
No, the super OG. The
So you guys
super
were the first
OG.
to bring it here.
Then there was
Yeah. And then the logo came from.
from Ben Davis, right? Yeah, that kind of inspired.
We
Like,
can't publicly admit that.
okay, no. It came from
No,
from Bape.
we were long before it. I mean, we were the first.
King Kong.
Besides Ben Davis, we were the first Asian brand. But I wanted the logo to look like Ben Davis, and we didn't think we were going to be a real brand. So we'll just do our own ape. We knew an artist who had drawn this ape, and we asked him permission. He said, "Yeah, you could use it," because he didn't think we were going to do anything
This guy, Steve Janakis, he's a
with it
painter.
anyway.
It's
So
not anything.
at that point, I was just like, I'm just going to make this thing look
I
like
saw that.
our version of Ben Davis.
I remember you showed me
You
the
did a
original.
whole.
It wasn't an idea. That's what we wore.
That's just what we wore.
Yeah, and
And then the
We had
boys
driven down-
pictured it on the cover of when Friedman shot the Check Your Head cover.
yeah, and it was we
were wearing
did know that there was a way that we could present this look separate from the Army surplus shop. But it was a look that already existed. We
that
thought
was
we
fun,
would just
that trip we
represent
went
it
out to that
to a
store.
different audience a little bit.
Yeah, I was like,
Then it
And,
was,
and we didn't like driving down to Wilmington to buy this.
that's shit right there.
Yeah.
but then there was that combo. It was like shell toes.
Yeah,
Then with Ben Davis,
yeah.
That is like,
and then
The music had a lot to do with it.
Yeah,
Then a
music
lot
had
of
to
things
do
started to coalesce around it.
Yeah.
Introduction to
skateboards.
skateboard, graffiti. A lot.
But
of this
I'd have to
stuff
say the shop
all
was a
happened.
place. I didn't realize it until later. But when Don Letts started his shop in London and the Sex Pistols and all that shit, that's what Extra Large felt like. It felt like a place to hang out. Like
Yeah,
kids,
that was
skaters,
always the idea,
skaters were out there. They were going in and out of the store.
Yeah, I mean, along with the graffiti and the music, there was a lot of
those
weed.
are-
It was a real.
Hey, I gotta run out, you
it was-
guys.
I mean, because there were kids running it, it wasn't. We let a lot of things happen in the store that wouldn't happen in a real business, and we weren't. We were.
I'm kind of. I've been saying streetwear is dead, but our idea of streetwear, there is a new generation of what they call streetwear, which I don't think is street at all. You know what I mean? It's more like high fashion, like what Kanye and stuff are trying to do, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's so far from what our idea. But I guess everyone's idea of streets is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. But I mean, I think when we did streetwear, for whatever you want to say about it, we were inventing it. I mean, it didn't exist before. That was the beginning of streetwear. Now streetwear is like, a retro punk movement. It's never going to be the same. And every generation deserves to have their own streetwear, but it's never going to be what it was. And in our era, you didn't have to be good. You just have to do it. Now they categorize everything. You got to know a lot more. It's a different generation. but it's certainly it's they're not inventing anything. They're building off what was there. I think a lot of the stuff I see I like visually. I think it looks good, but I wonder if I was a young person now, would I be doing streetwear, or would I want to do something new? Because streetwear it's a 25-year-old movement, and I don't know. I think when we got into
I think the difference of us back then was we were filling a void, whereas now it's become so easy to do, or people think it's so easy to do. It's just become oversaturated with just a lot of crap, and there is no void to fill anymore. It's just because they can, kinda, and that's the thing to do, it almost seems like. Whereas when we were doing it, there was nothing like it. That's what they don't understand now. And some of our stuff that we were doing back then, to them, look pretty simple, or what we were doing, but there was nothing like it. You know what I mean? Like it was an attitude. More so than the graphics, or
streetwear was the disruption. I mean, that was not the trend at that point. It was the radical thing to do. I mean, now streetwear is hardly radical. Streetwear is the mainstream. When you go in Macy's or whatever, they didn't want anything to do with streetwear back then. I mean, you're like, what the fuck?
And actually, that's
some stupid graphic tees.
And that's what actually keeps me out of all the majors and stuff, because I still hold on to those attitudes. Like fuck the police, or fuck this, or anti-establishment kind of views. And